Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. There's a buzz swirling around the NFL that's got the Packers faithful paying close attention. Rumors are swirling from Sin City, Las Vegas, to be precise, about a potential blockbuster trade that could shake up the NFC North and give Green Bay a serious boost on their quest for another Super Bowl title. The whispers come from the Raiders' side, and the speculation is centered on Max Crosby, one of the most relentless pass rushers in the league, potentially heading north to Green Bay. It's a move that could redefine the Packers' defensive front and bolster their Super Bowl aspirations for the upcoming seasons. Let's unpack this a little. The Raiders, sitting at 4-9 in 2025, have struggled mightily this year. Their defense has been decimated, hemorrhaging an average of 29 points per game. Not exactly what you want when you're trying to compete in today's NFL. Their roster is in a state of flux, and with a significant cap hit of around $21 million still on the books, they're looking to clear space. The idea? Swap Crosby for multiple draft picks and perhaps a young offensive tackle, all while freeing up cap room to rebuild their offense, especially at the quarterback position. It's a classic rebuild move, and it makes sense given their current struggles. Now, why would the Packers be interested? Well, Crosby is a game-changing edge rusher. He's a player who can turn the tide of a game with a single sack or pressure, and in Green Bay, that kind of talent is exactly what the doctor ordered. Rashan Gary has been fantastic, posting 10 sacks so far this season, but adding Crosby would give the Packers a duo that's capable of terrorizing quarterbacks week in and week out. Think about the possibilities. Crosby paired with Gary, both of whom are top-tier rushers, could turn the Packers' front into one of the most feared in the league. It's reminiscent of the Khalil Mack trade back in 2018, but Crosby is younger, more durable, and arguably more consistent. Speaking of Crosby, his numbers this season are nothing short of impressive. He's already amassed 11 sacks, along with 45 solo tackles, 4 forced fumbles, and 30 tackles for loss. His pass rush grade from PFF is a stellar 91, ranking him second among edge rushers, just behind the best in the league. His overall grade for 2025 is a 92, making him one of the most disruptive players on the field. Crosby stands tall at 65, 255 pounds, a true predator who's been compared to some of the best pass rushers in the game, like T.J. Watt, but with even more endurance and consistency over the season. His pressures are over 125, placing him in the top 3 league-wide, and his EPA per sack is a solid -0. 29, indicating how impactful he's been on the field. Now, flipping over to the Raiders' side, the decision to potentially trade Crosby makes sense when you look at their current situation. Their cap space is tight, with only about $9 million remaining, and they're desperately looking for ways to improve, especially on the offensive line, which has been ravaged by injuries, with 6 players suffering concussions this season alone. Their defense, which was supposed to be a strength, has fallen apart, ranking 29th in DVOA. Plus, at 28 years old, Crosby's value is high, and the Raiders could look to move him now to build for the future. According to NFL insiders like Adam Schefter, the Raiders are skeptical about their championship window with quarterback Aiden O'Connell, who's thrown for 15 touchdowns this season, but hasn't yet proven he can carry a team deep into the playoffs. Plus, with the recent injury cluster on their defensive line, including 4 concussions, they're feeling the urgency to shake things up. Crosby's trade value is sky-high, and the Raiders aim to capitalize on that, especially considering they're not currently contenders and are eyeing a total rebuild. So what does this mean for the Green Bay Packers? Well, if this trade goes down, it's a game changer. At 9-4, the Packers are already sitting pretty in the NFC North, and their defense is trending upward. Ranking 12th in pass rush grade from PFF, they're already showing signs of becoming a formidable unit. Adding Crosby would elevate their pass rush to elite levels, increasing total sacks by over 20%, pressuring opponents even more, and improving their run defense significantly, currently allowing around 110 yards per game, but expected to improve by roughly 17% with Crosby's addition. Imagine Crosby's plus 15. 2 pass rush grade, and his 12 tackles for loss against the current edge rushers on the roster. The potential is huge. This would turn the Packers into a sack machine, and their defense could become one of the best in the league, pushing their expected points allowed from around 19 per game down to just 15. It's a recipe for a dominant defense that could carry them deep into the playoffs. The impact on their Super Bowl odds would be significant, moving from plus 900 to a much more attractive plus 500, especially with Crosby's playoff credentials shining, his 91. 4 grade in the postseason, with a 26% increase in pressure rate, makes him a true X-factor when it counts most. Looking ahead, a trade like this would solidify Green Bay as a defensive powerhouse, creating a true impenetrable front that's capable of controlling games and shutting down opposing offenses. The vision is clear. Build a relentless, dominant defense that complements their already solid offense, led by Jordan Love and a rising core of playmakers. The NFC is wide open this year, and with a player like Crosby in the fold, the Packers could be front-runners, especially if they continue to improve on the defensive side of the ball. In conclusion, this potential trade isn't just about swapping a player. It's about forging a new era for the Green Bay Packers. Crosby's arrival would be a statement, a declaration that the Packers are serious about re-establishing their dominance and competing for championships year after year. It would send a message to the rest of the league that Green Bay isn't just here to compete, but to dominate, especially on defense. For the Raiders, it might be a necessary rebuilding move, shedding a high-priced star to reset their roster and cap structure. But for Green Bay fans, it's a tantalizing possibility that could accelerate their journey back to the top. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Crosby is the missing piece to push the Packers over the edge? Would you be excited to see him in green and gold? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news.